We have autographs tomorrow at 2 to 4:30, which is 2.5 hours of autographs.
Yes, and that's everybody.
And then we have them, we don't have them on Sundays.
No. But I tend to wander around the convention center a lot, so, and just hang out and talk to people. So if you see me, I've almost always got my marker bag on me, so I have no qualms or hesitation.
And I never leave my room without a Sharpie. Yeah. I thought you had your hand up and it was your little thing on your hair. That's awesome. I thought she was like, I was like, wow, she's really here for Q&A. So we'll do a few minutes of Q&A. I'll let my brother introduce himself, and then I'll introduce myself, and we'll talk for a few minutes, and then we'll break out markers and tag up all your stuff.
Yeah. My name is Chris Ayres, Christopher Ayres, just call me Chris. I'm a voice actor with ADV Film, Sentai Film Work, Funimation Entertainment, Okratron 5000, Amusement Park Media. Done a little bit of work for New Gen and Square Enix. I'm also ADR director, directed Magicano, The Wallflower, Narama Daikon Brothers, half of The Wallflower, and Mermaid Melody, Pitch Pitch. Oh, and Xenosaga the animation.
Yeah. Oh, and my name is Amy Winehouse. My name is Greg Ayres. I'm a voice actor, and tomorrow night a DJ. But for right now, I'll be just a voice actor from Houston. I work for ADV Films, Funimation Entertainment, a division of the Navarre Corporation, Amusement Park Media, Okratron 5000, and Seraphim Digital. And I've been lucky. I've been doing this for about 9.5 years. Wow, that's echoey. 9.5 years. And spent the last 7 of those years fighting piracy and digital corruption and all that garbage.
Yep.
Yay! So, now we've got all of 11 minutes. According to my arm, we have 11 minutes left for Q&A. Who's got questions? If somebody has their hand up, somebody go, yes.
Have either of you ever found yourself typecast in the roles?
Yeah, in fact, I almost didn't audition for Negima because at the time, Funimation had a rule that you could only have one lead at a time, which, if I had to choose between Negima and Beck, who do you think I would have chosen? And so I didn't want to audition for Negima because I knew the Beck auditions were coming up, and I just desperately wanted to play Koyuki and Beck. And that being said, Colleen Finkevier, who's directing the show, she's like, be sure to be practicing your English accent. And I was like, well, I'm not going to audition. And she's like, what do you mean you're not going to audition? Because I'm one of the only boys that does really young kid voices. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I can't be in Beck and that. She's like, yes you can. Yes you can. I was like, oh, okay. But I play little kids way too much. When my brother cast me in Narama Daikon Brothers, there was actually almost a big fight at the studio.
I almost walked out on the project.
They didn't think I could do it. They'd never heard me hungover, first of all, so they thought I only had a little kid voice. And studios get in their head that you're only good for one voice, and I mean, Monica is the same way. She gets typecast as these little bitty girls, and when she did Joe in Burst Angel, nobody believed it was her because it was this low version of Monica's voice, you know. But yes, we get
there's one director who was working in Houston for a long time who primarily only heard me as thugs and mafia bosses. That's all he called me in for. Thugs and mafia bosses. Well, then when he did the live action Marrying the Mafia, he didn't even read me for anything else. He said, okay, we've got this older thug, we've got this thug, he's the oldest brother, he's the smart one, no, he's the dumb one. Okay, we've got the middle brother, he's the violent one, but he's a thug. We've got the younger one, he's the intelligent one, but he's a thug. And I need you to read for the father, he's kind of the mafia boss. I ended up getting the father. So, yeah, but I knew if there was a mob boss or a thug in it, and I was called in to audition for that director, that's where I was going to be put. He wouldn't even read me for anything else.
When I first started working at Funimation and they were working on Case Closed, Eric Vale, who I would later go on to work with in fact and whatnot, brought me in because he heard that, you know, Monica and I had started coming up from Houston. He's like, oh, I'm going to put this guy in Case Closed. And when I got in the booth, there was a dude with a mustache. And I was like, hey, I play little kids. And Eric was really cool. He goes, so, you're not going to give this a shot? I'm like, sure, why not? Like, but you get, even to yourself, you kind of get pigeonholed into a certain type of character, and then even you think that's the only character you're going to be able to play. And I'm lucky that I've had people take a chance on me and let me play villains, and we like playing villains a lot.
I primarily play a lot of villains. But with your voices down here helps.
Next question. Yes.
Well, it's sort of a follow-up question. I mean, being that you do find yourself typecast a lot, do you just sort of try to challenge yourself by looking for polar opposites of what you normally play?
Well, the problem is we don't get to pick what we audition for. A lot of times we'll be told, hey, read this part.
Okay.
And a lot of times when somebody's like, oh, hey, I want you to read this, and there may be another guy role that I think is cool, I kind of know somebody's already thinking of me for that role. We also don't get to audition for every show that comes out. That's a kind of a misnomer that a lot of people think we can just pick what we audition for. There are shows that I really wanted to work on, but I wasn't even allowed to audition for them. And that's just, some directors want to keep it fresh, some directors want to work with different people, but you know, that's why we audition for anything we're allowed to.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to be in this show.
We like to work.
But yeah, we don't always get to pick. The only thing you can do to kind of change that is to let people hear other things you've done and kind of show them what you're capable of. But where's that? Who's got another question? Yes. Yes.
Okay, for both of you, what would you say is the strangest piece of work you've ever been on? Just like pure, what am I working with?
Ooh, I can't say it because it's the show I'm working on right now and it's a big secret.
Other than that.
Prior to that, I would say Gantz, because I play a 16-year-old serial killer. And more so than that, he's a guy that loves killing people.
Wow.
I mean, loves, like enjoys it, and giggles, like a little girl with a toy, like giggles. And at the time, I only ever played really lovable characters. So it was very bizarre for me, and I'm also worried about what people watching it would think, because I've never played any kind of character like that. The first time you meet him, he's beating up homeless people with a baseball bat, like laughing and singing, and he's pretty horrible. He's an awful character. He didn't really even get what was coming to him, but...
I don't know, you know, Gantz for me was not unsettling because I'm a horror movie fan. It takes a lot for me to go, whoa, what is going on? No, Soccer Diaries.
Oh.
And it's because of the way we record. I only saw the scenes that I was in. Well, I am the best friend in school to the lead. So as far as I knew, it was about a guy who, you know, was going to school and wanted to play baseball. I had no idea all the cousin loving and stuff like that was going on until we did the commentary track. Yeah, we're going to do this cute little high school show. What? You know, that's happening because the other actors are screaming, laughing. I had no idea. I mean, all of them were in on those scenes. I was the only one who wasn't. So my moment of going, what? Was actually after everything was done.
Oh, actually, I have to take my answer back. We did a show in Houston. It was Nurse Witch Kamugi-chan, and it was a good portion of the cast from Soul Taker. The problem being that there were all these talented people in Houston, but yet we were bringing in some of the Canadian, some of the California cast of the original production. And 2 or 3 people from New York. So our director decided to cast all of the AV regulars, like all the people that had all the leads in all the shows, as all of the extra voices.
Yeah.
We had more fun working on that weird show. I was like a computer virus. I was a 50-foot ASCII cat. I was a baby. I was a syringe. Like
I was an alarm clock and a lunchbox.
Yeah, we never knew what we were going to be when we went into that show. And that was really cool. Like we weren't considered for any of the character roles, but we got to play all of the weird crap in the background, which was really cool.
And there's a lot of weird crap in the background.
Who's got another question? Yes, in the back.
I'm wondering if you're still planning to do the rest of the Negimo meetings.
You know what? As long as they keep doing them, and now that I don't smoke, that voice doesn't hurt as bad. I'm not going to say it feels awesome, because the other thing is we record sometimes really early in the morning, so getting out of bed at 9 to fight your way to the studio in traffic, only to be like, I don't know if I can even do this. I can't even do it. See, it's only the middle of the day and I can't do it.